Welcome to another episode of Movers and Shakers, the show where we sit down with the leaders defining the future of our industry. Today, we are thrilled to welcome David Ventris-Field. David is the event director for the Installer Show, a role he stepped into after serving as sales director for the event. With over 20 years of experience, spanning events, exhibitions, media and advertising, David has a proven track record of resilience, growing businesses through everything from the 2008 financial crisis to the challenges of COVID. Today, he's the driving force behind one of the UK's fastest-growing trade events, focused on bridging the gap between installers, retailers, and the wider construction supply chain. We'll be discussing the festival feel of modern trade shows, the critical need for apprenticeship signposting, and David's personal philosophy on building trust through genuine curiosity. This episode is proudly sponsored by Installer Show New York, the brand new trade event launching in March 2026 at the Javits Center in New York City. Brought to you by the team behind the UK's highly respected Installer Show, this show is free to attend and designed to connect HVACR, plumbing, and construction professionals with leading manufacturers, hands-on product demonstrations, live content, and expert speakers, all under one roof alongside New York Build 2026.
Welcome to this special edition of Movers and Shakers with myself, Simon Akers, and David Ventris-Field. We're going to talk today all about the Installer Show, all about the work we've done together on apprenticeships, with a bit of fun at the end, so stay tuned and we hope you enjoy. David, we've done a lot of work together over the last probably 3 to 4 years actually, and you've been very supportive in terms of apprenticeships. We've been to NKBA Vegas together, we've looked at the North American market, and you very kindly allowed us to exhibit at the Installer Show with the Apprenticeship Skills Hub, which attracted a lot of visitors. So I want to say thank you for that. I think that's a great thing that David's allowed us to do for the industry actually as a whole, and it is all about signposting to encourage more hires. So just before we start the Mover and Shaker questions that are very structured today, if I could please just ask you to relay to the camera a few paragraphs about your own personal career history.
Yeah, Craig, I'm not sure how exciting that'll be for anybody, but happy to do that. I'm the event director for Installer Show. Previous to that, I was the sales director. So the main aim of both is pretty much the same, to help continue to grow the event. Prior to that, I've worked for maybe 22 many years in events, exhibitions, media, advertising. It's been a career that's been pretty good.
And what would you say your number one asset as an individual is in terms of that career? We spoke about relationships, and that I'll give you that as a first pitch. But what would you say? What's been your success?
I think it's probably resilience. If
resilience.
When you're selling through, I've sold exhibition stands during COVID. I've sold advertising campaigns during financial crisis. Right. So I think that maybe what you see through those cycles of economic change is you sort of have to build up a resilience when you're doing sales of any kind or any kind of business.
Yeah. So you're setting yourself, good advice perhaps for those watching, like daily targets.
I don't know, sometimes it's daily targets, it depends on what you're doing that month on sales really. Sometimes it could be daily targets, sometimes it's more monthly, and then you've got to look ahead to what you're trying to do and what the goals are, and making sure you're sticking to whatever that goal is.
Okay, so for those who don't know, who are the 19 group, how does that link to previously Lyrical and now Installer Show? Can you just give us a few paragraphs, explain how everything gels together? Yeah,
sure. So 19 Group is a fantastic place to work. It is an ambitious and very fast-growing events business that has offices in the US, in Hong Kong, in Singapore, and the ambition to be the biggest events business globally. 19 purchased Lyrical Communications three years ago now, and part of that portfolio within Lyrical was Installer Show, which was a very fast-growing trade event to serve the installation and specification sectors.
Okay, so we're full steam ahead for Installer Show 2026, 23rd, 24th, 25th of June. So first question really is, why should we obviously work with many KBB retailers across the UK, and they will have subcontract installers or on the books installers. So David, why should an installer first want to visit Installer Show, and what benefit will there be for the business owner?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the sort of KBB sector, it overlaps with so many other parts of the construction industry. I mean, we try not to treat people as in silos at Installer Show. So whether that's installer, retailer, other bits of the supply chain, manufacturer, or whether that's kitchens, bathroom, plumbing, electrical, building, flooring, tiling, all links together.
Right.
I think what we're trying to do, as opposed to anything too niche, is to actually say that there's loads of things we can all learn from each other, and there's loads of great connections that you can make face to face by putting on an event that serves all of those areas. So I think what people would see and why they should go is that if they're looking for new ideas, new innovations, new products, new techniques, connecting with other peers, then we're bringing together an awful lot of those people into one place at one time.
So it's about education, really, isn't it?
There's an education element, there's a networking element, there's a lead generation element of it, there's a maybe having that conversation that you think, I'll just see you at Installer Show, because you know that people are going to be there. Yeah.
Do some manufacturers, for example, hold back a product launch and release that at your show?
Some do, yeah. I think we had some in the region of 80 or so product launches that took place at the event.
So that's a big reason.
I mean, some people build their whole marketing campaigns around it. But I think that because there's so much noise, I mean, our digital marketing campaign for the event maybe got 16 million impressions. So if you're launching a product around it, you can benefit from the hype that comes around the fact that there's all those people who are trying to get to the show.
Yeah. So I guess it's the same question for manufacturers and retailers and suppliers for the reasons you just said for actually attending, all of the above, isn't it?
Pretty much, but you've got to know what you want to get from it. I think that one of the challenges when an event grows, and next year we'll have 40,000 people that are going to be there.
40,000.
You sort of need to know, what do I want to get from it, and how do I encourage the right people from those 40,000 to come and see me? Because you might say, I've got no interest in talking to actually on the tools installers, but I want to meet merchants, or I want to meet supply chain, or I want to meet other manufacturers. Well, they'll be there, but it's just making sure that you articulate that and you design your presence at the event to meet that goal.
And I would assume that the Installer Show have done the research in terms of what is the number one driver why somebody would attend your exhibition. Is there a top 3 reasons why somebody would come? You mentioned a few of them. What is the top one, you think? Why somebody would attend?
It is a good question, because for different groups it's different.
I mean,
things.
for me, I would say networking.
And again, it's just as powerful for different people within that 40,000. They might say, well, the only reason I go there really is to meet my customers, or they might go because I want to find some new business. I want to meet new people that I don't already know. So I think from an installer or from a supply chain professional's perspective, it is usually that education piece, because you either want to learn about a new product or a new trend or something that's going to help you to grow your business.
So we've got a few months to go till we get to June. So I understand you've got a little bit of space left. So what's the process if somebody would like to consider exhibiting?
And just chat to us, really. I mean, it's pretty easy to go to installershow.com. There's an inquiry form on the website. We've got a big team of people there that are happy to chat. I think it's working out what people want from it. We're not just trying to flog space to anybody. We want to make sure that it actually is going to deliver and it's going to get a return.
So if I was, let's say I'm a manufacturer and I'm thinking about exhibiting with you, I'd like to know how, David, our Installer Show going to attract even more installers to the event? What's the plan?
There's a lot of investment in data. There's a lot of telling the story about why they should come along. So we've got features there where we've got fantastic talks, and we've got industry professionals talking about what actually helps them. So whether that's retailers, whether that's installers. We've got 850 odd exhibitors there that are all showing new cool stuff. So some of those people will be offering good deals. Some of them it's new products. New education. So there's loads of reasons why they should come and see it from a manufacturer's perspective or from a potential exhibitor, whether they're a manufacturer, a merchant or a solution provider. It's about saying, well, what is it that I'm trying to tell that story about? Why should people want to come to Installer Show to see me? And they should be part of that story then. Cool.
I mean, the feedback that we got, David, was in the word interactive. Everybody said it was very interactive, the last event in June of this year. And I was going to just ask you, is there anything additionally new or different that you're considering to make that even more interactive?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of a thing across 19 Group, really. It's like trying to sort of make events feel a bit more like a festival. Trying to just make sure that people actually enjoy it and feel that, oh, I've got to go to that trade show. No, I really want to go there because it's fun as well. So sometimes a lot of that is not stuff that we've got to create, but it's a bit of a sense that the exhibitors themselves create. If they're trying to make it enjoyable as an experience, educative, and ultimately then about business, I think all of those three things together create that sense. But new things that we're doing, I mean, we've got a new kitchen fit arena that's sponsored by Howdens.
Nice.
And that in itself will show actual fitters that are working with products and are overcoming challenges. And, we're doing a floor fitting demos. We're doing a tiling set of demos. So a lot of this is about peer-to-peer. A lot of this is about showing how brand ambassadors or actual tradespeople are finding ways to do things better.
Could we just come back to that point about kitchen installers, because that's super important for the KBB industry, and I think that's great to hear that Howdens are reviewing how they could, to show people how becoming a kitchen fitter could be a great profession, how to get potentially accredited on an apprenticeship. So is there any more information you can deliver about that plan?
Well, I think we're trying to, I suppose, create the conditions. We're not experts, we're not expert fitters, but we're trying to create a platform where experts like yourselves and like people that have gone through that sort of apprenticeship journey, or people that are looking to I suppose get new people into the industry, that they can show why it's such a great industry. And that might be down to showing product innovation. It might be showing an installer how they can grow their own business, how they can make more money out of it, how they can secure success for themselves and for their families. So I think if we can create that platform where we're showing that you should really work in this industry, then whether you're in a slightly different industry, an adjacent industry, need more training, or whether you're a young person that's thinking, actually, I should go into this. So we will be putting together a bit of a trail called our sort of futures trail at the event, and that's for people that might be considering apprenticeships, considering a new career, and that will give them a clear picture of where you go, whether that's exhibitors or attractions.
I think that's super impressive, and I think just that alone, actually, in terms of our network and conversations, will attract some additional people to come and have a little look. And there's a big debate about should the installer, the independent installer, hire an apprentice and work alongside, and how do I do it, and is it the right thing for me, and who's going to pay for it, and there's so many questions, but we can together deliver so many answers.
I think it's delivering answers, and it's also it's having that mouthpiece that we can say, well, look, here's some practical suggestions. Not all of them are going to work for everybody. Some people won't want to have an apprentice, but there's loads of people that probably haven't seen all the benefits. Or maybe seen some of their peers, how they've benefited. Some of the work you guys are doing at Simon Akers, some of the work that we're doing in Installer Show is about sort of just really telling that story. And then people can make their mind up about where they go from there.
I mean, we've had a great, really good KBB Futures roundtable event, which you guys have been highly supportive. Thank you, David. And Andrew David, he did the chair for the event too, which was really super successful. One of the suggestions was to I think it was Anthony Thompson from Leshy Show Bathrooms, that maybe we could, as an industry, we could pledge how many apprentices we perhaps want to hire, like the BMF had done previously, that sort of thing. But I wondered back at HQ Wimbledon whether or not 19 Group hire apprentices. And I wonder whether you could just explain the sort of type of apprenticeships you do and what's the plan for the future.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we are, as we grow as a business, obviously we're always looking for the best talent, and a lot of that will come from getting young people that are just at the start of their journey. So we have always had apprentices, but it's now something that we're looking at in different areas. So whether that's marketing, whether that's sales, whether that's people that want to get into operations. There's lots of different, as an events business, there's lots of different routes that you can go down. So certainly that's something that we're trying to do more.
So your company has members of your team on government standards. That's really good to hear. I think if you're talking about it and you're promoting it, it's a great thing to be doing it. So we've done the same. We hired 2 apprentices. We did a digital marketing level 3, and we did a biz administration level 3. So we understood the process, so we can talk about that. That's super helpful. So, David, on the back of that, what advice would you give people watching if you're talking to one of your potential clients or your existing customer about apprenticeships? What advice would you give them about where to go to get information, or do you think that's still very fragmented?
Yeah, I think it is still quite fragmented, because I think it depends on whether you're coming from, say, from the events industry, as we're sort of in. I mean, we although we're in construction and we're in KBB, we would probably sort of go, right, you really need to talk to guys like Simon Akers Group, or you need to talk to, if you're trying to get into the kitchen sector, talk to Biffis, or talk to, if you're interested in solar, go and talk to Solar Energy UK. So we're not experts, and we probably wouldn't pretend to be, but what we are is an organisation that can help pull those experts together. So if we can be a hub where people come to either the event or our digital platform and go, right, from here, if you want to learn about this sector, talk to them in the form of the meeting.
So we're signposting.
We'll signpost it rather than being experts ourselves. We're experts in probably bringing people together. We're not experts in either apprenticeships or any of those sectors specifically.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. So we always ask this question. It's a good one. So if you think about your career, could you relate to the camera, David, like a really amusing story, if you can, that we could perhaps all learn from?
That is a very good question. Trying to think how amusing without being able something you can put on camera, really.
We can always edit it out.
Yeah. No. It's I'm just trying to think.
I'm looking at recording now while I'm saying that.
So put me on the spot. That's one of the stories I should have put.
No swearing today.
I mean, I used to do a lot of going out on the road, and a lot of going and seeing people, and then you end up in all sorts of types of meeting room. I think luckily today I get to invite to very nice offices and giving good coffee and biscuits and things. It didn't used to be the case selling advertising. I remember conducting one.
You had to take the donuts. So that was different then, wasn't it? You didn't get.
If I took donuts, I remember one meeting that I went to though, where I conducted a sales pitch from the drive of this potential customer's house, because he wouldn't even let me in the door. And he said I could drop by, but then when I dropped by, he didn't invite me in.
Oh, right.
So I was there with my presenter, doing this and saying, well, this feature
on the doorstep.
Pretty much on the doorstep, trying to present a highly esteemed magazine from the industry.
Is this the old-fashioned way? The
old presenters was what I relied on, and I was quite comfortable with those. I'm learning AI now, but back then it was, when you present it. And I was there trying to do this presentation of why he should advertise in this publication. And I don't think I ever won that business. And it was amusing in the sense that this was the sort of thing that often would happen. You go to offices sometimes and they turn the heating off so that you wouldn't want to stay too long. But I think what that did teach was it taught that you had to ask these people very good questions. Because if you can ask somebody some good questions and be genuinely curious and interested about their business, then those barriers break down and they start to invite you in. They didn't at that stage.
Your advice is that before giving the pitch, ask plenty of questions.
I think never pitch. I think the best advice is be genuinely interested in the customer and what they're trying to achieve and what they're trying to get out of their business. Because it won't always be a match. Sometimes you go, do you know what? You're not right for our magazine. You're not right for our recruitment firm. You're not right for our exhibition. Might not fit. But at least you've explored it properly. Okay. And you'll build up much more trust that way.
You're an amazing diplomat, by the way. You make a great politician.
I was a good doorstep salesperson. He never invited me in though.
Maybe I should say ambassador, perhaps. You're a good ambassador. David, so last question for you today is... I like going to a restaurant, like I'm sure you do occasionally, and when we're out on business, we do it probably too many times in the week.
You can probably tell the suit is getting tighter. It's this time of year, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So anyway, like for me, I know where I'd like to go for a meal. If we went for a meal together, last we had, I think, was from memory. I think it was a Mediterranean's, like a tapas type. I'm not sure now from memory.
Was that the one in America?
Possibly, yeah.
It's not always this glamorous,
No, that's right, exactly. But if we were to go for a meal, what's your favourite? Indian, Italian, Chinese, pub grub? What would you like?
Yeah, I mean, again, working in sales and being relatively diplomatic, you sometimes have to be a bit cautious if you don't want to go sort of like almost terrible first date when you take someone to a really messy place to eat and you've got curry all around your chops. But I think because we know each other, I love a curry. So.
Do you? Oh, if you don't mind spilling it down your white shirt.
No, we know each other, and I just wouldn't wear a white shirt when I went there.
Okay, and then so you'd have the Indian, and what would you wash it down with, David? What would you do?
In an Indian, it's got to be either a cold lager or a gin and tonic.
A gin and tonic?
Gin and tonic.
It's very refined.
Well...
I think I'm the Cobra. I shouldn't have said that, Brian. But it's very smooth.
To know what they're going to give us.
With an Indian, well, absolutely, with an Indian.
Kingfisher is also available.
Kingfisher is good, absolutely. David Ventris-Field, thank you very much.
Simon, great to see you.
Thank you for watching today's episode of Movers and Shakers. If you've liked what you've seen, we'd love to see your comments. Please leave your comments. We always like to see comments. If you'd like to follow our Movers and Shakers, you can click the bell icon on YouTube and you'll get notification of future episodes. And thank you very much for watching.